Hello everybody, you're welcome to our health talk session here on Daku TV, and today we'll be speaking to one of our specialists in homeopathy. And let's move forward to speaking to him. Let me know waste much of your time. I know you want to hear a lot of things concerning your health issues. I am your host Queen Alice, and stay tuned with us. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing, doctor?
Great. How do you do?
I'm fine, thank you. Who are you?
My name is Doctor Mark Ekow Arthur, CEO of Homeopathy Clinic.
Okay, so can you tell us a bit more on why you decided to be a doctor?
Becoming a practitioner, which is homeopath, has been a childhood something that I've always been dreaming of, to be able to help people in their health lives.
Okay.
So it was from childhood that I wanted to do. But I got much inspired by after we took my dad to the hospital years ago, and then due to unprofessional care of some health practitioners, we lost him. So then I decided to do better. So that is why I'm here today.
That is why you're a doctor.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is your area of specification?
With the area of specifications, I only mention one or two because there are more. Which is we are very good in taking care of typhoid conditions, stroke. Prostate care is something that we also do, and then also STI and infertilities. Aside that, homeopathy is capable of curing all other conditions, which when it's being brought here, it can well be taken care of. Okay, so you mentioned homeopathy. What is homeopathy? Wow. Homeopathy basically is called like yours like.
Okay, repeat that.
Like cures like.
Okay, like cures like.
Yes.
Okay.
What can cause can cure, can heal it. Basically, it is Samuel Hahnemann, which is a practitioner in Germany, who was able to discover homeopathy so many years ago. And it has been in the system that what can cause the sickness. What can use to cause a sickness is the same thing that can use to cure the sickness. So that is how homeopathy is. And we look at the vitals, every vital organ is what causes us to be able to do what we do. So basically when you enter into homeopathy sections, they set your system in such a way that they target vital organs, what they are supposed to do. If they are unable to do it well, that is what is causing the symptoms and the signs which you are seeing. So when those things are under functioning or they are misbehaving, then we're likely to see certain symptoms and then signs getting off your body. That is where we tell that you have a condition or you have a sickness. But basically, we homeopaths, we don't call conditions. We look at the vitals which are under functions, and then we give the appropriate treatment for them to become better. So those symptoms and signs are out of your body. That's what we do.
Okay, it seems you were really talking about being a homeopath and a doctor in general, but I want to know, how many years have you been in homeopathy, because you were talking a lot about it.
I've been practicing homeopathy for about 8 years.
Okay.
We have people who are 20 years, 30 years way ahead of me. But I've been into it by roughly 8 years as a practitioner.
Okay.
So which means quite some time now.
It's a lot of time.
Wow.
8 years is a lot of time. Okay. Wow. So what are the areas that homeopathy cures?
When we look at the areas that homeopathy, as I mentioned earlier, most conditions that are being treated by orthodox or allopathy, homeopathy can treat it. When we go to the typical homeopathic settings, we do surgery, we do all other things that is being done at the orthodox sector.
Oh, really?
Yeah. One thing is that for when others are believing that something cannot be treated, we are believing that it can be treated, because we look at the vital force and then we look at how to stimulate it for it to be able to work again.
Okay.
So homeopath has got medications to work on those sections of the body to make sure those things that are unable to function properly are able to function the way they are supposed to do.
So you mentioned in your previous statement, you mentioned stroke, and we know that for quite some time now we've been seeing a lot of stroke cases, family members, friends and all, and most of the homeopathy hospitals here, we cure stroke. Yes, you see, okay, they go there and they're a bit okay. Some of them too, as a koye and koye visa. So what is the difference between the orthodox doctor healing stroke and homeopath healing stroke? What is the difference?
There's not much difference. You know, system conditions are conditions. Let's take like something. Let's take stroke for instance. Okay, stroke can occur in any part of the body, depending on who is taking care of that. Do you understand? Depending on who is taking care of that.
Right.
So when you look at the orthodox section, we all apply physiotherapy sections. But we look at the vital forces, okay, and then stimulate the vital force of the individual who is suffering from that. And besides, we do a lot of investigations to be able to understand which part and then what section is really causing the problem.
Wow.
Then we take care of that. With homeopathy, we take time to investigate to make sure that we are able to get the cure for such vital force which is underfunctioning. That is able to repair the body faster. We add physiotherapy sections, and then sometimes others do acupuncture and other stuff to make sure that the body is able to revive on its own as fast as possible. But homeopathy, one thing is you know that homeopathy takes time.
Okay.
And when it cures, it is cures. It is certain. It's not something that is going to go and come back. No.
Okay. Dr. Mark, we'll be going for a quick commercial break. We'll be back. I like the part you were saying that when it cures for life. And you know who hear me. So viewers, we'll be right back. We are taking a quick commercial break and we'll be back with Dr. Mark. We are discussing homeopathy today. Stay tuned. So you're welcome back on Health Talk here on Daku TV, and we are still speaking with Dr. Mark Arthur, the CEO of Premier Homeopathy Clinic. And so as we were discussing before we went on the break, Doctor, I want to know, what is the difference between allopathy and homeopathy?
When we talk of allopathy, it's just the normal hospital settings that we see.
Okay.
Being the clinics that we always see around, the hospitals that we see around. They are using the normal formal treatments that they use. But with the homeopathy is different. Homeopathy is a system treatment which add no chemicals to the body. We treat conditions without adding chemicals which have side effects onto the body. You know, with the orthodox or the allopathy, they use the normal chemical medications to make sure the body vitals are quickly treated. But with ours, we don't do that. Homeopathy gives medication that has no chemicals and they have no side effects. So whatever medications that you are taking for homeopathy are pure and clear, that it wouldn't cause any defect on the body after some years or after some time, whilst it is treating other vital organs.
Okay, so that's why in most cases, if you be say wafa para and wafa, let's say any other medication, tablet and still on your side effects bisa.
You know, with the chemical medications, once it is repairing something, it is damaging something. So as much as you continue to take it for a period of time, you realize some vital organs are being affected by the intake of certain chemical medications, which eventually sometimes some result in kidney conditions, others liver conditions, others reigniting the other old conditions of the body, and then some can even trigger hypertensive conditions to come up. So those are the things that when you use chemical medications, most of the times it does. But when you use homeopathic medications, you are assured of no side effects. Whatever you're taking, you see within your system are conditions that are already in the system.
Okay.
And when the medicine reveals it, it treats it. That is it. And the other time, I was once in the allopathy sections. And I used to treat conditions with allopathy medications and stuff like that, which is okay. Okay, but it's much good when you're using it to manage condition.
So you use the allopathy to manage?
To manage conditions, mostly. Condition. But then we use the homeopathy to cure the condition, which is able to cure it outright for the person to become free from that condition.
Okay, in Tianfane, a friend of mine actually had minor kidney stones, and she told me that the doctor said it was painkillers because she does very stressful work.
Yes.
Into koba ibi aniti pa na na ne no afa painkiller na wada oh e kokakra na still stress and everything. So she went to the hospital to treat and all, but when who difference visa and also a friend of hers told her about homeopathy medication, and then she went there and she was totally cured. She said homeopathy medicine I said is coming out of her, yes, through her urine and others. And so okay, let's say somebody is battling with something like that, and I want to, the reason why I'm asking this is because sometimes they say the cost is a bit too high because it cures forever and ever. Into comparing allopathy and homeopathy cost, no.
Okay, we say homeopathy is much expensive. First we call it the rich man's treatment because only the rich can afford.
I see.
Okay, only the rich can afford. And then because only the rich can afford, for them, they have the system in such a way that as my money can afford, which will not cause anything to my health, then let me go for it. But then when we say the Queen uses homeopathy, it's there. It easily tells that it is the rich man's treatment.
Yeah.
Because even if the Queen is the one using homeopathy, then that means you should know that it's really quite expensive because of the formulation of the medications. As we are not giving chemical medications, looking at homeopathy, it's not like the herbal. The herbs, you combine the herbs and then.
I was actually coming to ask you about that one. Say, maybe sometimes I confuse me. Into what is the difference between homeopathy and herbal medicine? Because we just say about
no. There's difference. There's vast difference. The herbs are combining other leaves and then other things.
Okay.
And most of them have chemical components within the plants and stuff like that.
Okay.
That is used to treat conditions, and they are natural from the environment and stuff like that. Homeopathy extract the medicinal components from the plant that they use, which we don't add a physical plant to it. It's only the homeopath who understands it.
Yes, because I don't understand.
Yeah. So when we extract the medicinal components from the plants and then the environment of which we are using those plants from, then we use it to prepare the medications. It can be caught out in anywhere, from the sea, from the land, and then from everywhere. That is where we get our medicines from. And if it's being used to cure, and then we get the results as we want it to be.
Okay, so it's physiotherapy and massage and all that part of homeopathy.
Homeopathy mostly also deals with physiotherapy. Like we work in hand with physiotherapy sessions and then massage therapies and other stuff. Sometimes some stress just needs to be massaged.
It doesn't need medicine,
Yeah. So when you come and then investigation is done, and then we think that, hey, this one has to go through physiotherapy, something like we talk about a stroke, for instance. A lot of physiotherapy aspect is supposed to be taking place as you're treating stroke conditions. Remember, so with that one, when you do that, I think you're able to get the results faster than you think. When you just go with only the medication. So physiotherapy sessions in any other care of treatment is very important.
Okay, so I know one of my viewers, or two of them, or some ladies now, people want to either lose weight and gain weight, and sometimes their health practices or what they eat, what they take in, don't help them. So as a doctor or as a homeopath, what advice would you give to someone who is trying to either lose or gain weight? What is the right way to go about it?
Depending on your weight, you understand? Depending on your weight. If one is trying to lose weight per his conditions, or sometimes you feel like you want to just reduce your weight gain, what I can advise you on is exercise. Exercise is a form of medicine.
Okay.
And it also helps, and then it treats so many things. So you cannot lose weight without going for an exercise. I can encourage you to go for an exercise, which is very important. There are one or two medications which you'll be taking that will reduce your fatty deposit or increase, which is within the body. But one thing is that when you exercise, you get your system at the best shape that it's supposed to be. And when you do that, and then sometimes your diet, you work on your diet. If there are other diets that you are taking and so of helping, I think you should be able to work on your diet. So that one will help you than to take chemical medications which you are not so assured of, and then later on it will affect your kidney, it will affect your liver, it will affect your other vitals, and can cause even hypertension conditions to people. So sometimes one thing is exercise and then working on your diet. those ones are much better.
Both for weight gain and weight loss.
For weight gain and weight loss. If you want to gain weight, I think there are certain foods you're supposed to avoid, so you won't gain excess fat.
Okay.
So if you are trying to take some foods which are not helpful because you think you want to gain weight, and then you eat those things, eventually you gain the weight all right. But then other conditions which will come attached to the weight you've gained will also not help. So what I can say is that work on your diet well, and then make sure you eat proper.
Okay, so Dr. Mark, we know that everybody is seeking longevity, long life, and all, but sometimes, young kasa, the way we take care of ourselves, our lifestyle, you say every 6 months and every 3 months. Please correct me if I'm wrong. We should come for checkup and ABB. But somebody will say that, I live healthy and all that. But still, no. As in a life,
yes.
What advice would you give to somebody like that?
With checkups, at least twice a year isn't bad.
At least twice a year
isn't bad. But if you're unable to do it, make sure at least, and before the year ends, you do checkup.
Okay.
Make sure twice a year. If you're able to do twice a year, it's okay because it helps you for you to be able to get to view what actually is happening within your body and certain lifestyles you took, and then once you're supposed to stop, then you stop some of them. Because if you're unable to check, if you're unable to go for your checkup. Things might happen which will be offset, which your mind will not be on it before you realize it's taking you so far for you to be able to treat it. So one thing that is important is regular checkup. It's very, very important. It's really important.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Dr. Mark. So your last words, and please tell us more about your hospital. Yes.
My last words. Life is short. Live it well.
Oh wow!
Please, life is short.
Yes.
So you live it well.
You live it well.
That you're able to live, you're able to manage it properly. It will help. Than for you to make waste of it, thinking that you have long life and then you not live it well.
Yeah.
So it's so short, you have to live it well. And make sure regular checkup, and then you take the doctor's advice at all time. Don't go for drugs which are not prescribed by doctors.
Okay.
They can really harm you.
All right. So Dr. Mark, your location and your contact, where we can find your clinic.
Okay. Premier Homeopathic Clinic has 2 main branches. One is at Asherman, Atarika.
Okay.
And that is opposite the Shell filling station. And then the other one is also at Kanswa of Angkor, behind the Global Church, which is at Angkor, and also Thomas Block Factory. When you get there, you find Premier Homeopathic Clinic.
Okay.
And then also you can contact us on 0244 369359 or 0242 2578
Okay, 29. 257829 0244. Okay.
You can call us in any of this number. Let me repeat the number again. 0244 369359. That is, when you call that number, you get to the doctor straight ahead, and then whatever you need to discuss with the doctor, you open up to discuss with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mark. It was an insightful, educative time with you. Myself, I'll be coming to your hospital, so expect me. All right, viewers, so that is it for today. We spoke to Dr. Mark Arthur. He's the CEO of Premier Homeopathy Clinic. They are located at Ashaman and then Kaswa. So you heard him. His contact will be scrolling down the screen so that you'd see. So as we always say, and you heard Dr. even say it, life is short, live it well. I've been your host, Queen Alice, and we'll be back again with another session on Our Health Talk. Bye.